Welcome in to the Standard. Our brave men in black and gold keep finding a way to win. They keep rolling 4-1 on the season with a 23-9 victory over the Cleveland Browns. Jack, general thoughts on this game? Felt like, defensive mastermind, Terrell Austin. Great game from the defense all around. Offense does just enough yet again.
I was very pleased with the performance. I tweeted out actually that my prediction for the game was Browns 23, Steelers 21. I was wrong. My take on this is nothing good ever happens when I get my hopes up for our brave men in black and gold. So I've just gone with the complete pessimist look at it, and it's working. So I'm glad because most of the time this feels like a game where the Steelers it's weirdly close. Dylan Gabriel playing for an absolute horrendous offense coming into Acrisure Stadium in a game that feels like we should beat the hell out of them. And they actually did. So credit to the entire team. I thought we played very well today, and they made it look easy. So
Yeah, all around, I guess we'll start with Cleveland because they're not good at all. You don't need me to tell you that. You can watch them every single week, and I don't know how this team beat the Green Bay Packers. I'll tell you that. But this offense in Cleveland is so unbelievably limited in what they can do with Dylan Gabriel because I don't exactly know what he does well. He doesn't have a great arm. Their playbook today was either 5-yard slant or 7-yard out. He's not particularly athletic. He wasn't able to escape very well. He never was at any point in his college career, even. I just struggle to see what the Browns saw in him to invest a third-round pick in him. And I guess you had to start him at some point because Joe Flacco's not getting you anywhere. I get it's a rebuilding year for the Browns, although every year since the turn of the century has been a rebuilding year for the Browns, other than like 2 of them. Dylan Gabriel, 52 passing attempts in his second career start. He had no chance. Just no chance in this one. The Steelers' defense overpowered him completely.
52 passing attempts.
Kevin Stefanski
I didn't
really
realize it
wants
was
this guy
that bad.
to be good. 52.
Yeah, no, you can't convince me. This is not a Browns podcast, but you can't convince me that this guy's a better talent than Shedeur Sanders is. I don't really care. I mean, at this point, like, you can't possibly tell me that you've seen like really anything from Dylan Gabriel that tells you he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. I don't get it.
Not a Browns podcast at all, but I was a big fan of Shedeur Sanders pre-draft, and I'm going to stand on that. I think he is by far and away the best quarterback on the Browns roster. I think he was the moment they drafted him. And say what you want about him, I think the media coverage of him is incredibly weird, the way that everybody is hyper-focused on him, and he definitely has a bit of a personality to him, and I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with that. If you haven't noticed by now, George Pickens is my favorite player. I love the guys with a little bit of a weird personality that are wildly talented. Maybe Shedeur Sanders isn't the wildly talented category, but I do think he's a very good quarterback. He was my QB1 going into the draft. I was not a fan of Cam Ward, not victory lapping the fact that Cam Ward isn't good because speaking of terrible situations, he has no chance in Tennessee. Dylan Gabriel had no chance today. Shedeur Sanders has a better arm than him. I'd argue he's more mobile. I don't know. Again, not a Browns podcast, and Shedeur Sanders did not play football today. But Dylan Gabriel just had no chance in this one. Didn't do himself any favors, but didn't turn the ball over. So if you want to do a nice spin zone, he didn't turn the ball over against the Steelers defense. Took 6 sacks, but yeah, there you go.
I'm fairly certain the Steelers dropped at least 9 interceptions today.
Yeah.
Reel through a lot of passes that were just passes you cannot make, and especially in a game like that where you're outmatched, you're on the road. I mean, he got away with them because like Chuck Clark can't catch, neither can Juan Thornhill. We learned that previously, but yeah, Gabriel, I really don't see much of anything there, and I mean, if you told me coming into this game that Dylan Gabriel was going to pass 52 times, I would have thought we were going to win by more, to be honest. I don't really understand what was good, especially when your best player on offense is Quinshon Judkins, and not really much to write home about with the weapons in the receiving game. So didn't really understand the game plan there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean when I say they're incredibly limited in what they can do offensively because Dylan Gabriel, as we know, limited with the arm. And that kind of keys the defense into Quinshon Judkins, who's been phenomenal since his debut. He had 12 carries for 36 yards today. Not a good game. And this was a Steelers defense that we were really worried about in their ability to stop the run in their first couple of games. But they've turned it around over the last three. And it seems like, was also the first time the Steelers defense had played with all projected preseason starters this season. They were fully healthy for the first time, and they kept the team that they were playing out of the end zone entirely, again, against Dylan Gabriel and the Browns, who were probably the 30th best team in the entire NFL at best. But it's definitely interesting. Another side note, nothing really to write home about in this Cleveland receiving room. I like Harold Fannin Jr.
I do
I don't know
too.
what it is about him. Obviously was wildly productive at Bowling Green. Every catch he has ever is just over the middle. He's wide open. It's like a 5-yard route. He's standing in the middle of the field, and he'll just like roll forward to a first down. He's good for like 10 yards every single time. I don't know if he's just limited to doing that one route where he just stands in the middle of the field and gets a first down every time, but I'd like to see him used a little bit more. Maybe in space, design some play. But I like that the Browns are getting him the ball. 7 catches, 81 yards for him today. He had a solid day all around.
Yeah, definitely felt like Fannin kind of slid in the draft for no reason. Like, it felt like he was kind of like a consensus second round talent throughout the entire process of the draft in season. He lead the entire country in receptions last year. That's absurd. I mean, I don't care if you're playing for Bowling Green. You saw him go against Penn State, put up a better effort than even Tyler Warren did, who looks like one of the best tight ends in the NFL. So, I mean, Harold Fannin, yeah, fan of him. The Browns' rest of the receiving game, a whole bunch of shit. There's nothing there at all.
Speaking, Penn State mentioned on the podcast. Penn State listeners, from a Pitt fan and a WVU fan, we'll save you. We'll save you. We won't talk about it. Just know it's rough. Kurt Signetti, got to look forward to him, right? That's the guy. I feel like. I don't know.
I
Pat
feel like you
Narduzzi,
can't
maybe.
make that move if you don't have a guy in mind. So
I hear Rich Rodriguez is available. I hear he's really good, but
it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. That's all we're gonna say, Penn State fans. It's okay. Thank you for listening to our Penn State talk. And what the Browns have been able to do all season long is get to the pass rusher, or get to the passer of the football. They weren't able to do that today at all. They completely took Myles Garrett out. It was the perfect kind of game for Arthur Smith where, we're not taking those deep shots, although we did hit a couple of deep shots, or we did hit that one, I guess you'd call it a deep shot to DK Metcalf for a touchdown late in the game that eventually sealed it. But the quick passes, the running game, it was just the kind of weird mismatch for the Browns where they're not going to be able to touch Aaron Rodgers very much. And Myles Garrett did absolutely nothing in this one. And he's getting made fun of quite a bit on social media, which I do appreciate. I like that a lot. It's always good to see, his face on a milk carton, stuff like that. Have you seen this man? Especially because he's been tweeting out some crazy stuff. I don't know if you saw this. There was a quote from Myles Garrett where a reporter asked him what goes through his mind whenever he sees the Steelers up multiple possessions and he sees their pass rushers be able to get to the quarterback. And his response was, "Must be nice." My brother in Christ, you signed the contract. You wanted to leave Cleveland and then signed the contract.
I did not see that. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
He did sign. He did sign the contract. I mean, it was his decision, and I don't think it made sense for either party. Hey, I mean, you got to live with it now. Yeah, is it crazy to say that Broderick Jones is moving me a little bit?
No, no, but like I'm not moved.
He's played 3 straight very good games, and including one where he locked up Myles Garrett.
Has he played 3 straight very good games? Today was pretty good. I'll give him that.
He held Myles Garrett without even a pressure. It's pretty impressive.
Myles Garrett moves around though. It wasn't
but
one-on-one the whole time. So shout out Troy Fautanu, I guess.
If this were week 1, I would be expecting Broderick Jones to get absolutely fried every single time he was out there. So we're making strides.
Broderick Jones, let me tell you what, you did good today, buddy. You did damn good. Maybe it's not fully over. It's close, but it's not fully over. Good job, Broderick Jones.
It went from like fully over to now back to being close to over.
He's back on it's not fully over, fire him into the sun. Trivia time. Who led the Browns in tackles today?
Devin
Take a
Bush.
guess. Devin Bush.
I knew it.
9 total tackles for Devin Bush. 2 tackles for loss today for the Steelers' former first-round pick, legend, friend of the program, Devin Bush. I bought his jersey on draft night.
I bought it there shortly thereafter.
Yep. Great pick by the Steelers. We'll move on to our brave Steelers, who got it done today. 23-9, 2-touchdown win, comfortable win. Aaron Rodgers, 21-30, 235, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty much been his baseline for the entire season. It's been consistent. It hasn't been the prettiest thing ever, but let me tell you what, he gets the job done, and he is the catalyst to the Steelers' offense. We'll talk about the running game in a little bit. It's there, but it's not like there, if you know what I'm saying. It's not going to blow you away at any point in the season, but Rodgers is doing all he can with what he is given. There were several times today Rodgers just made phenomenal throws.
He did.
Like,
He
I know
absolutely did.
we joke a lot about Unk still got it. I'm thinking of the one in the first half to DK Metcalf down the sideline where it was the most beautiful throw ever. Literally all DK had to do was put his hands up and it was
Yeah.
right there. Defensive back didn't even have a chance to get it. Only Aaron Rodgers can do that stuff. And that's what's different about this team this year. That's what's different about this team from when they were 8-1, 8-2, just coming off a big win against the Commanders last year, is that they have the quarterback, and I'm confident in the quarterback. So I think you're taking a good approach in being the pessimist, but at the same time, I feel more confident about them than I did last year, but I'm really trying hard not to drink the Kool-Aid because I was let down in a big way last year. But Aaron Rodgers is the reason I'm believing.
Yeah. And like, I wouldn't say the offense necessarily looked outstanding, right? But at the same time, the Browns do have a pretty good defense. I would say it's up there I'd say it's in the top third of the league. And I mean, they're so bad because of just how completely abysmal their offense is. But if you told me going into this that we'd score 23 points against the Browns, I'd be like, okay, we're winning. So, like, the offense did what they had to do today. And I thought Aaron Rodgers, outside of maybe the one deep ball miss to DK down the left sideline, kind of underthrew him. But I thought he played well outside of like one miss like that. But you can't really ask for more from your 41-year-old on a 1-year deal.
Exactly. I mean, like, he's doing everything. He's doing way more than we could ever expect him to, I'd say, because I guess when you sign a 41-year-old, you can expect a ton. But he's 4-1. He's got a couple of really important but favorable games coming up before we get to that second half of the season where it's going to get a little bit tougher for the Steelers down the stretch. But man, they have more than a comfortable lead in the division right now. And if they're able to go into Cincinnati and pick up another win and be 5-1 and be 2-0 in the division, you have to be feeling really, really good about this team's chance. According to FanDuel Sportsbook, the Steelers are officially the favorites to win the AFC North this season. The Browns fall to 1-5 again. Not the Browns. The Ravens fall to 1-5. They lose a game to the Rams. We'll talk about that one a little bit later in the podcast. But it feels like the Steelers, they're doing themselves a huge favor getting these wins now, stacking them now, because it does get a little bit tougher down the stretch. And when we play the Ravens again, let's say, they're going to be a whole hell of a lot healthier, and they're probably going to still be chasing us in the division. Week 18, I know me and Jack have joked that that's going to come down. That Week 18 game is going to be for the division in Acrisure, and that would be a fun game. It would be fun until we lose. So let me tell you
It
what.
feels like it's 100% lining up for that to happen. Not the losing part, but just for that game to be for the division. And I think where I stand right now, I think if we split with the Ravens, I think we win the division. I think we have to take one from them. If we get swept by the Ravens, we're probably not going to win the division. But that's where because I don't think we'll beat them on the road if Lamar is playing in that game. And again, we're going to have to beat them week 18 if we want to split with them. So I do think that's what's going to happen. And I guess I'll say if it does come down to that, we'll win. I have faith.
I'll say this. It's to the point. The Ravens are 1-5. If the Steelers win this game on Thursday, and we'll revisit this in a couple of days when we do our podcast after the game Thursday, if the Steelers are 5-1 and they blow the division to the 1-5 Ravens, who, I mean, they literally have opposite records at that point. If they blow a 4-game lead to the Ravens in the division and the Ravens win the AFC North, fire everybody. Fire everybody. I want them all gone. I will say this again. If the Steelers win Thursday, but if the Steelers win Thursday, I'm calling the division. The Steelers have won the AFC North for the 2025 season. I'm calling it. It's over. We can call it in the middle of October. We can call it before Halloween.
Feels
There is
like election
no
night.
reason. It's like
Standard
the Fox
podcast is announcing that the Steelers have won the AFC North.
The Fox newsroom can now officially declare Donald Trump has won the state of Pennsylvania.
Oh my god.
I'm calling it, guys. The Standard is officially predicting if the Steelers win on Thursday against Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals, they've won the division. Side note, I've been thinking about this. This has to be like the matchup. Like how old is Joe Flacco? Is he 40? Is he 41?
He's got to be at least 40.
This has to be the oldest average age of quarterbacks matched up in a regular season game.
Oh, it was. I saw a post about this. It was like...
I haven't seen anybody post about it.
It was like 82 combined years old or something. 81. He's 40 or 41.
How old is Joe Flacco?
I
gotta look this up now.
If I looked it up on a different tab on my computer, I think it would explode.
He's 40. 40-year-old Joe Flacco and 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. 81 years of life on this great earth between these two fellas that are going to square off on Thursday Night Football to grace your television screens. And it's a clinch game for the Steelers. The magic number is officially 1. If they lose, then the magic number's gone. But the magic number is officially 1.
There is no magic number if they lose.
I'm completely changing my opinion should they lose because I've been given more information. But right now, I'm calling it. I'm preemptively calling it. This is why I'm somewhat hesitant, though, to call it. And this is why I'm saying if they're 5-1 and they blow this lead, fire. This rushing game, it's not good. And I say this every week, it's just not good. Jaylen Warren is all right, as we know how I stand on Jaylen Warren. He'll give you all he's got. Kenneth Gainwell's been a nice surprise. Caleb Johnson he played football today. Someone asked me before you joined the live, thoughts on Caleb Johnson? He played football today. He didn't forget how to play.
He ran between the tackles and picked up positive yardage. So we are moving in the right direction.
He didn't run to the sideline in the middle of a play. So he's got that going for him. Arthur Smith made the jet sweep cool again. Jonnu Smith jet sweep for 10 yards. We had a Connor Hayward touchdown.
Yeah, jet sweeps are way more effective when you don't run them like 8 times a game.
Yep. Shout out Matt Canada. We had a Connor Hayward touchdown and a jet sweep, all on the same possession. He lives on. He will never die in my memory.
The legend lives on.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down. Guys, we are less than a month away from the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Man.
Does anyone know?
Record on that date.
Can we do an Edmund podcast? We got to find somebody who's an expert on the Great Lakes or the wreck, and we'll just talk to him.
Yeah.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? Also, mind-blowing stat. Did you know DK Metcalf was the only Steelers receiver on the field today that was active to have more than 1 catch on the season when the game started? The only one.
1 catch on the season?
Yes, he's the start. All right, so before today's game,
caught the 1 touchdown. Raymond Wilson had 1 catch.
The only one.
We had like the punt returner.
Yes,
and Scotty Miller. I don't even think he's caught a pass.
It quite literally cannot be understated how bare the receiver room is. And I know Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith like to do the thing where they're like, well, it's actually because we're running so much 12 personnel, we're running 13 personnel. No. It's just not good. It's just a mess there. It's just a fucking mess. Shout out Roman Wilson. today. Had a big catch for 12 yards. The Opoy, he's emerging.
He is
Had a lot of
emerging.
people, tag me and stuff whenever he got the big catch. Love it. Live, laugh, love it. Roman Wilson, the breakout will continue. I really don't know why he doesn't get more go, but that's not a conversation for here nor there. I thought today was the day. I guess it was the day. It was the best game of his career today.
Yeah,
It was
easily.
a career day for
Easily
Roman Wilson.
Career day for Roman
There
Wilson.
we go. That's how we're going to spin it. DK was good today. 4 catches, 95 yards, that big touchdown, obviously. But the real MVP of the day, how about Darnell Washington? 3 catches, 62 yards, career high in reception yards for him. I think in the tight end power rankings that I'm going to do every single week from here on out, I tweeted him out. Follow me on Twitter. He's number 1. He's the number 1 ranked Steelers tight end per the Steelers by Joey official tight end power room rankings. At 2, Jonnu Smith. 3, Connor Hayward for his big touchdown today. 4, Pat Freiermuth. Guys, we're beating a dead horse at this point with Pat Freiermuth. He's useless. It's done. The gimmick is over. It was over when they traded for Jonnu Smith, and it's never been more over than it is right now. Did he have a catch today? Oh, he had 1 catch for 11 yards. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I don't even think it's worth even talking about it anymore. I mean, it's 100% known that we overpaid for him, for a guy that is replacement level at best at the position. And people still want to come after me when I say that Pat Freiermuth just isn't that good. And I don't get why.
My favorite is the people who are like, oh, we'll just trade Freiermuth. We'll just trade him.
For what?
For what if Omar Khan gets anything more than a day 3 pick for Pat Freiermuth? I'll apologize for everything I'm going to say about him during the draft process because I don't trust him to pick a quarterback. I'll give that away right now. I don't trust Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan to make the selection a quarterback for the team moving forward. I don't whatsoever. But if he gets anything more for Pat Freiermuth, I'll be nice. I'll be very, very nice to Omar Khan.
Yeah, we should go call up some random team that just doesn't have a good tight end whatsoever and ask for their wide receiver 4 because they'd probably be the second best receiver on our team.
Probably. But this offense for the Steelers, make no mistake about it, is still incredibly limited. And they haven't seen anybody to this point that has truly tested their limited abilities. You saw it a little bit against Seattle when they got down. How many points were the Steelers down after that Caleb Johnson mess up? I think they were down 13 points, down 2 possessions generally.
The Johnson fuck up made it. I think they took the lead by a touchdown, and then we punted and they scored again, I think.
Well, it just feels like you get down 2 possessions or you even get down 10 points. I don't know. I don't. This offense is not built to come from behind because they have one guy who's a legitimate pass catcher. They have a group of tight ends who maybe one of them is a legitimate threat on a per game basis. It really just matters on who gets in the right situation. Today it was Darnell Washington. And the running game's just not very good. I kind of worry about their ability to control the clock even when they're up. We saw them almost blow the game in Ireland because Mike Tomlin doesn't know how to use his clock management. And Kenneth Gainwell had a phenomenal day in Ireland, obviously, and he was the reason. But that seems like a one-off at this point. That was a really good game, and if he replicates that production again this season, I'd be incredibly surprised moving forward. In general, the offense is fine, and it's going to continue to do just enough if they're put in the right positions with this defense. Again, Thursday should be a perfect time for the defense to take control of the game, even though corners are getting banged up. You have to play Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but Joe Flacco, this pass rush should be able to take care of Joe Flacco.
If they just get to the quarterback, it's not going to matter who's playing receiver for the Bengals.
And the Bengals' defense is atrocious, as we know.
It's so bad, yeah. If we lose to Joe Flacco after going 4-1 to start the year, I'm going to be so pissed. I don't think it's going to happen. But like I said, I'm a pessimist. I never take any team for granted, I guess. nothing is ever free when it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we win, though.
Absolutely nothing is free if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the defense, dude, they're so good. This is, again, first time all season that we saw this defense at full strength because they had all of their preseason projected starters with them today. Nick Herbig, that guy. Nick Herbig, Nick Farabaugh, great reporter out of Penn Live, friend of the program. He said that he thinks Nick Herbig might be the best pure pass rusher this team has at the moment. Better than TJ Watt.
I can get behind this.
He's more productive than TJ Watt at this point this season. He's been everywhere. Should have had an interception too. That would have been 2 interceptions on the year for Nick Herbig. Had a double sack game, 2 sacks. He wasn't the only player to have 2 sacks. Jalen Ramsey had 2 sacks. Jalen Ramsey said he's going to tell his kids about the day that he had more sacks than TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. Good for Jalen Ramsey. He's been awesome. He's been all over the place.
Yeah.
Hand up accountability. I was very critical of the trade from Miami, but Ramsey's been awesome so far. He's been making a lot of impact plays. And Nick Herbig was awesome. Before the game, they announced Highsmith, Watt, and Herbig all as starters. This Nick Herbig guy, man, if you're the Steelers, you don't trade Alex Highsmith, though. I think that Nick Herbig is a better player than Alex Highsmith at this point, but if I'm the Steelers, if I have depth, like really good depth, like 3 more than capable starters at edge rusher, there's absolutely zero reason I'm even thinking about trading any of those guys, especially if I'm in a position like I am with a 41-year-old quarterback. I'm going to win my division, and I'm going to try to make a playoff run and win the Super Bowl. I'm not entertaining any Alex Highsmith trade calls right now. I know that's a common thing for people to say on Twitter. I wouldn't entertain it unless it's an absolute haul. Even then, I'd really struggle to do it because let me tell you what, if you're able to keep Highsmith and Watt healthy, which we know both of them have had their share of injury struggles, if you have Herbig to spell them or even, come in when they get hurt for a game or two, man, you got to feel really good.
Yeah, I'm a big Nick Herbig fan as well. I thought in his rookie year, he played that preseason game. I think it was against the Falcons, and he had a sack where he made this move on one of the linemen. It looked like the guy flat out teleported. It was ridiculous. That's all I needed to see to know this guy was going to be a beast. And I agree with that. I think the only reason or the only way I'd entertain any Alex Highsmith trade packages or whatnot would be if we're getting a solidified good wide receiver in return. That's probably the only thought I'd even have of trading him, because I agree. If your offense is limited, it's probably still going to be limited no matter what, just based on the capabilities of the 41-year-old quarterback you have. Not that Rodgers is bad, but he just can't do what he used to be able to do. I think if you just have some ridiculous defense with depth everywhere, I think that's your best chance of going on a big run in the playoffs, which sounds like slightly ridiculous because we haven't won a playoff game in how many years? 8. But the Steelers, if you ask them, they think they are built to compete. So if that's what they're going to do, I think they should definitely hang on to Highsmith.
Absolutely. Even if it's for a legitimate wide receiver too, there's going to be some give and take there. But as I talked about, first time the defense was fully healthy going into the week. No updates on Darius Slay, who got hurt in this one. Brandon Eccles also got hurt in this one. Joey Porter Jr. got off the field what seemed like 3 times with injuries. He got helped off at different points. But Mike Tomlin did say after the game that the only one that is significant and one to monitor is Miles Killebrew, who was down with what looked like a non-contact knee injury. Don't want to speculate on injuries, obviously. Wish the best for him, but it doesn't look like good news for the Steelers special teams captain, the glue of the team, multiple-time All-Pro guy, Miles Killebrew. Big part of the Steelers team. But it seems like a lot of those corner injuries may be minor and maybe won't necessarily affect their ability to play Thursday, although it's a short week. But you don't want to have all those corner injuries a couple of days before you play Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Not ideal.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. If Eccles is out, maybe we'll get a return of he who must not be named from West Virginia. But glass half full here. But yeah, if Tomlin says that the only one that's significant is Killebrew, then I absolutely don't believe him, and I don't think he would want to publicize if there were a chance that one of these corners would miss the game, which I don't blame him for. But I guess you don't want to give the Bengals any sort of edge there. But yeah, it would suck if it sucks that Killebrew's out. But I mean, it would suck worse if one of the corners' injuries were significant. And plus, you also got Ben Skoranek, who's another special teams demon, so I guess he can take over that Killebrew role. And hopefully, even though it's a short week, those corners can get out there because they're important whenever you play against the Bengals because they have one of the best receiver duos in the history of the league.
Yeah, you know who's fucking inevitable is James Pierre. That fucker always finds a way on the field, dude. Literally always.
Did you see the screenshot of his PFF grade this season? There's rank among corners. Coming into this week, he was ranked like 7th out of like 109 corners on PFF. The GOAT, James Pierre.
Someone please give the air fryer guy a big bag somewhere.
Yes.
Someone just take him away.
How about somebody
always finds his way on the field? Yes. Can I interest you in a wide receiver too? I'll take your wide receiver too, and we'll give you the 7th highest graded corner per PFF this season.
It sounds like a can't miss deal. Sounds like a win-win.
So it could be a healthy dose of James Pierre with perhaps a little bit of, I don't know, do I say his name? Do I say Beanie Bishop's name on the podcast? That's a
cover
buzzword.
My ears.
I don't know if I can say that and be safe in this space here. It could be Beanie Bishop from the practice squad getting called up if Eccles or Slay or Porter are able to miss. Hell, if multiple are missing,
I would say
it could be.
If Eccles misses, it's probably Beanie, but if one of Slay or I guess if Slay or JPJ, no, it'll probably be somebody else other than Bishop if one of the outside guys are out. But is Corey Trice still around? Is he on the practice squad? Do you know that?
Yeah, he's still around.
Okay, if he's on the practice squad, I would assume it's him if one of the two outside guys misses. But
is he hurt again, or am I just thinking of like the other three times?
I don't think he made the roster. So
I know I thought he was hurt at some point.
Maybe he was.
I can't even keep track.
You got a good shot of being right, given history.
I really do. But yeah. So who knows what that corner room is going to look like Thursday, but it could look pretty thin. But the defense just did their thing. This was an easy one for them, it really felt like, because they were able to key in on Judkins and no longer worried about the Steelers' ability to stop the run. Derek Harmon's been phenomenal. This defense has just gotten healthier as time goes on, and I hope it stays that way. But this is exactly what I mean, where I'm looking forward to this team moving forward into like the November, December, January games, because that's what really matters at the end of the day. And I think largely the defense might be a little bit better than last year. Is the offense any better? I don't know. This seems like a really similar team build. And that's what makes me worried is like, I was asked on my Instagram live today who my dream matchup would be for the playoffs. And like everybody that people were naming, like Indianapolis, Denver, Chargers, Baltimore, like I kind of winced at all of them, honestly, because I feel all of those teams have the ability to score 30 points at will. And if the defense is having a game, then, or if the defense is not at their best, then the offense is going to have a big game. That's where I'm I'm still worried, I'd say. I think this team's making the playoffs. I don't think anybody's denying that. But their ability to win a game or two in the playoffs, I don't know that it's any better than it has been in the last couple of years.
I will say I think it is only because we have a better chance of winning the division than we ever have. And our only shot of it feels like our only shot of winning a playoff game would be to play one at home. I mean, I'll say I feel like the top of the line teams in the AFC feel like they're more beatable than usual.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Kansas City would just boat race us if we went into there. But like Buffalo doesn't feel like a team that's going to steamroll somebody by 30 in the first round. They just lost to the Pats at home, who the Steelers beat on the road. So I mean, technically we're better than the Bills. But
Patriots are good too.
I'm a little bit hesitant on that. Drake May is a fucking baller. Drake May's a fucking baller, but like I'm still I have questions elsewhere on that
I'm
team.
gonna hold on what I think about the Patriots for when we talk about them
Sure,
because
yeah, that's
they
that's
pissed
fair.
me off again.
But
But
yeah, better chance to win the division. Uh, Obviously the Ravens are 1-5, and they seem like the only other threat. I don't think the Browns or the Bengals are really concerning anybody, but and theoretically would have a better chance, even if we had, say we do win a playoff game at home and then go into whoever, either probably the 2 or the 1 seed. Probably Kansas City or Buffalo. Don't think we would ever in a million years beat Kansas City on the road in the playoffs. But if it were Buffalo, like, maybe.
let me ask you this: out of these teams, who would you want to play right now if the season ended today and the Steelers win the division and they're effectively what are we going to say? Let's just say, all right, who cares what seed they are? That's irrelevant. Who would you rather play? The Colts, Chargers, Jaguars, Broncos, Patriots, Chiefs. Don't assume you're going to say Kansas City, so I didn't even want to say them.
Yeah, I would say I feel like 3 of those teams. Like, I would say the Pats, the Broncos, or the Jags all feel like we should win that game if we were to play it at home. Maybe the Chargers too. The Chargers don't look outstanding.
I would not want to play the Chargers. I certainly wouldn't want to play the Colts. People were calling me crazy for saying that I was really worried about the Colts.
I think we're
This
going to beat
football
them.
team's legitimate. I think that's going to be a fun game. That's going to be a really, really good. That's on the road, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know.
If it is, then I retract my statement.
I think. Hold on, because we played them on the road last year, and Joe Flacco beat us.
That is true.
I'm getting flashbacks. Oh, it is at Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, then I do think we win that game.
Daniel Jones on the road.
I still have questions with Daniel Jones. I can't. I think the Colts are a good team. They're not contenders. I don't think they're. I don't see it.
I guess my answer would be the Jaguars. And I know if we
say
play the Jaguars
the
at home, I'm going to get severe PTSD Vietnam flashbacks to the last time the Steelers hosted a playoff game at home and fans were able to attend. But I'd feel comfortable playing the Jaguars. I feel like I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy.
I don't think that team's just that good, to be completely honest. And I would be okay with the Broncos or Pats too. I don't think either one of those teams
Bo
are
Nix
particularly
is not good.
scary.
He don't move me.
Yeah, they almost just lost to the Jets. Surely we didn't do that either, but that was
surely the Steelers didn't almost lose to the Jets.
That was very different, with very different defense than we got right now.
Agreed. Also, Mason Rudolph got in the game. Shout out Mason Rudolph. Good for him. So with that, I guess we will move into our week number 6 recap of the NFL season. It's flying by, man. We're almost at the halfway point. It's almost downhill from here. It's sad. It really, really is sad. First off, these Monday night games tomorrow. Also, I hate the Monday night doubleheader. I fucking hate it. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't want it. I don't know why I'm getting a Monday night doubleheader in week 6. I want more games on the 4 o'clock slate. The 4 o'clock slate fucking sucked today. That was boring as hell.
The 4 o'clock slate was so bad.
It could have used Bears Commanders or a Falcons Bills in there. Let me tell you what. It desperately needed one of them. And I'll be watching Bears Commanders. I'm pumped up for that game. That game's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun. Where's it at?
It is in Landover, Maryland, the scene of the crime, the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Tyreek Stevenson pumping up the crowd.
That had me in shambles as a Jaden Daniels hater. He still left the Hail Mary short and got incredibly lucky, so I can't truly ever get it out of my system.
You know what really pains me is that Dalton Kincaid is the Bills' leading receiver. Just looking at that really irks me. Isn't that fucking gross?
That is definitely gross because it doesn't feel like he's been outstanding this year either.
But we'll start off this Thursday night game. The Giants are fun for the first time in a really, really long time. 34-17 victory over the Eagles. I don't know what the fuck's going on in Philly. I really don't know. I don't know what to make of it. They're not the same team we saw last year.
They should have a losing record right now. They really should. They've played like they should have a losing record.
I just don't
think they're that good.
they've beaten good teams too. Is the thing. I don't know what to make of them. They're 4-2. They've lost 2 straight, of course, but they've beaten good teams. They have quality wins. The Cowboys are pretty shit. They beat
They
the
should have
Chiefs
lost
on
that
the
game.
road. They should have lost that game.
They should have
Chiefs
lost
on
the
the
Rams
road.
game and they won on a blocked field goal.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Weird vibes from them.
Yeah.
Is Jackson Dart good?
Here's the thing. He's definitely impressed me. Like, I mean, it's really hard to say anything other than that. But, like, at the same time, like, people are a little bit too quick to just assume that he's, like, going to be, like, a great NFL quarterback. He's been good, but he hasn't been, like, so good to the point that everybody should just be bowing down and saying that this guy's, like, going to be elite.
I don't think he'll be elite, but, like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he's literally throwing a Lil Jordan Humphrey and Theo Johnson out there. And, like, he's looked better than I ever expected him to look like with literally nothing out there against what is supposed to be a good Eagles defense. Cam Skatteboo's that guy. Cam Skattebo was a guy I was pretty high on pre-draft. And just watching those Arizona State games, you couldn't watch those games and be like, yeah, this guy's going to fucking suck in the NFL. No, Cam Skatteboo's awesome. And I'm glad everybody is seeing it. 3 touchdowns for him on 19 carries. 98 yards, 110 yards total from scrimmage in that game. He's so good. And he toasted the Eagles. He was running linebackers over. Zach Bond was trying to use his PFF grade to knock Cam Skattebo down. Couldn't do it. He's so good.
Yeah, it's fitting that I'd be playing against him in fantasy when he has his breakout game, as I was not high on him coming out of the draft at all. But yeah, he's really good.
He is going to have like a very short-lived NFL career.
It's not going to be a long career, but it's going to be fun while it lasts for sure. Dude, also, that video of him just like without his helmet on, just or with maybe he did have his head. He's just like leaning against the brick wall and just like batting his head into. It's like, what is he doing?
He's a psycho. And when Jackson Dart went down, first of all, absolutely had a concussion. They take him into the tent, and Brian Daboll is walking into the tent. And he's yelling at the Giants medical guy after Russ short arms like a 15-yard pass. And he's like, look at this bullshit. I don't want to watch Russ out there. Get me Dart back in the game. He absolutely had a concussion. And then Cam Skatteboo's in the fucking tent looking for him. I don't know what happened there. That shit that's not allowed. That should not be good. Ban them. Punish them somehow. And you know what? Does Russ blow the game for the Giants? Probably. If he plays the whole game, he probably ends up blowing the game. But Big Steeler called in the hit on Russell Wilson, and that's why he sucks. Remember, he wanted to return to the Steelers on a discount, but Jack and I convinced the fan base he sucked.
There's plenty of reason why Steelers fans should have wanted Russell Wilson as the quarterback this year.
Many such reasons.
Many
of them.
Yeah.
Including Aaron Rodgers, 21 of 30, 235, and 2 touchdowns, being the catalyst of the offense at 41 years old. Right. Also, why is Dallas Goedert good? I thought the Eagles were like on the verge of cutting him. That's such bullshit. 9 for 110 and a touchdown. What the fuck, dude? That's not fair. Yeah, this London game was a snooze fest.
They should have played this game at 4 in the morning. Like, they shouldn't have even aired it to the public.
Yeah. And fucking next week, the London game is? It's Jaguars-Rams. It's a really good game.
It's a good game.
Why? I don't want to wake up at 9 a.m. on a Sunday to do that. I just don't. Watching the Broncos is hell. Bo Nix is terrible. Watching the Jets might be even worse. I felt like a lot of people were high on Aaron Glenn going into this season.
I kind of was.
He was supposed to be the culture guy, I felt like. I don't think I hated him, but like, things are going south real fast there.
I don't know if it's his fault. There is really nothing to work with there.
He handpicked Justin Fields.
I think
that was his first mistake.
In fairness, like, there wasn't really a whole load of options, but yeah, Fields is terrible.
You know what Justin Fields' dead cap hit is next year if the Jets just straight up cut him?
What is it?
$22 million.
Oh my god. I'd assume he's just going to start next year, too. I mean, unless they draft somebody.
If they get the first pick, like, they're going to take a quarterback, right?
I would think so.
That poor soul. Fernando Mendoza, that poor soul.
Dude, the Steelers, there was like a cult following of Steeler fans that like in the free agency process would be spam commenting on every Steelers post, being like, "Cool, now sign Fields." What did he ever show for this to happen? I don't understand. He just wasn't. It's not like he was horrendous, but he wasn't good. I don't know.
I still think he was probably the best quarterback on the roster
Probably
when
was.
things were all said and done last year. Not that that says a whole lot because his competition was Russell Wilson. A lot of the things that happened in Pittsburgh weren't Justin Fields' fault, and I know, haha, he said the thing. It's not Justin Fields' fault, not his fault that he played decent enough, and then Russell Wilson came in and was maybe a little bit better, and then Russell Wilson shit the bed, and the team shit the bed, and it all went wrong. And Justin Fields left because, hey, you benched me for a guy that ended up shitting his pants down his leg. Yeah, understandable. Completely understandable. But Justin Fields, it's year, 5 for Justin Fields? Year 6 for Justin Fields? He is what he is.
Yeah.
How many passing yards did he have today? Anybody want to take a guess? Over, under 50. Over, under. If you guessed under, congratulations, you're correct. 45 passing yards. 45 in a full NFL game.
As a team, they had -10 passing yards.
He didn't get knocked out of this game at any point, guys. He played the whole game and had 45 yards passing. And the Jets almost won.
They almost won the game.
13-11. Now, Aaron Glenn, would you rather go for it on 4th and 8 when your quarterback has 45 yards passing the entire game, or would you rather kick a 62-yard field goal? I'm kicking the 62-yard field goal.
I'm kicking the field goal easily.
I think that decision was terrible.
I didn't even know that this happened because I was tailgating for the Steeler game and could not care any less about the result of this one.
Completely fair. Completely fair.
But yeah, I would 100% have kicked the field goal.
Aaron Glenn chose Garrett Wilson out route short of the sticks.
So
and Justin Fields took a sack.
Didn't even throw it away.
No, he took a sack.
Even better.
Pathetic.
Feeble.
Feeble even. Will the Jets get a win this season?
Yeah.
It's to the point where it's not a joke anymore. Well, they have the Panthers next weekend. The Panthers are low-key feisty, though.
Yeah, they're not bad. They should beat the Jets.
Then they play the Bengals. That one is the game of all time. Jets-Bengals. Holy shit.
If the Bengals lose that one, Joe Flacco should be strapped to a rocket ship and fired into the sun.
How about Jets-Browns, Sunday, November 9th?
Flex it to 4 a.m. Don't let anybody watch. Just post the score on social media and the game ends and don't tell anybody what happened.
Patriots will probably beat them. I mean, they play the Dolphins December 7th, but I think the Dolphins should beat them. They play the Saints December 21st.
It's likely that they'll win at least one of them.
I think their ceiling is like 3, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win any more than that.
Oh my god, like I think they might beat the Browns. Who knows? Probably not, though. Actually, Myles Garrett against Justin Fields. I'm good on all that.
Yeah, I think the Browns suck, but I think they're pretty significantly better than the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets. Are they worse than the Titans? I know you were kind of alluding to this before we started recording.
It's pretty fucking close.
I don't know.
They're both really bad.
Yeah.
The Titans somehow won last week. I don't know how, but
because the Cardinals are really bad. And that's a good segue into Cardinals 27, Colts 31. Jonathan Taylor sim. Daniel Jones does it again. Jacoby Brissett low-key balled in this one.
He
320 and 2. He was dealing.
Yeah.
It's a good Colts defense. Good defense.
Kyler Murray, you are canceled.
It's over. It's over for him.
I just don't think he's ever going to win anything there. I don't think he's necessarily a bad quarterback, but I just can't see him as anything more than average.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't have too many thoughts on this one, except for the Colts are 5-1 and they look awesome. And this game was back and forth more than it should have been. But speaking of games that were back and forth more than they should have been, Chargers 29, Dolphins 27. Miami is a dumpster fire too. They're not nearly as bad as New York. That's their lone win on the season, but they're really, really bad. Tua's calling out the leadership in the post-game press conference. They're having players-only meetings.
Brother in
players
Christ.
aren't even showing up to my brother in Christ. You are making $200 million. You are the leadership.
You are the leadership. He's been hit in the head a few times. Give him a break there.
Yeah. No thoughts on the Dolphins. They stink like shit. Although Darren Waller, get that guy the ball more. He's just good. That's my Darren Waller take. He's just good. He went through a midlife crisis, divorced his wife, made music, got out of New York, and now look at him down in Miami balling.
He's had a very up and down NFL career.
That's a great way to put it. That is a great way to put it. And the Chargers keep finding ways, 4-2. And I don't know. Will they win that division? Probably not. It'll probably be Kansas City when it's all said and done. I would
100% agree with that, yeah.
Could be a potential matchup for the Steelers in the playoffs, the Chargers. I wouldn't be thrilled with that. I wouldn't be super excited to be playing the Chargers.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like they're like a home playoff game they should not lose. Like that wouldn't be the team I would pick to play, but they should still beat them if it were to come down to that. I would hope.
Yeah.
You watch it. I guarantee you it ends up being Baltimore somehow.
And we're going to fucking lose that game.
Yeah,
if it's Baltimore, you just
especially
know
if we win Week 18.
Yeah. Get ready. Buckle up, guys.
Buckle up.
Patriots 25, Saints 19. Drake May's him.
Drake May is so good. He's so good.
Not as good as Caleb Williams, but he's pretty good. He's all right.
Is May better than Daniels?
No.
Okay. I don't know where
I know
we're
you
at
think
yet.
differently.
I don't know where No, I don't. But I think it's decently close.
That quarterback class is setting up to be just awesome.
Oh my god.
Like the top three are all just so good.
JJ McCarthy, save me, please.
JJ McCarthy sucks. He's the lone one.
You can't be the odd one out.
Well, actually, Bo Nix FC, JJ McCarthy FC.
JJ McCarthy, like unironically, like would probably be better than Bo Nix if he played for Denver. I don't know. I don't know. Listen. I know. I understand how people aren't exactly high on McCarthy, but I'm definitely not like gonna panic after he's played like 2 games in his career. He's like the youngest starter in the NFL, other than Dart, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Penix, I have no clue what to think of. I don't think
Penix is good.
Jury's still out. We don't know. We're still making a decision on Penix.
He's never won a game where his opponent has scored more than 7 points.
I think that got broken the other week. I think it did. That was the thing for a while. Michael Penix, like, he played, I don't know how many career games, like 7 or something. He'd never won a game where his opponent scored more than 7 points. Real stat. Real. But yeah, Kayshon Boutte, how about him? 2 touchdowns today. Mossed a guy. The pink cleats. Breast cancer awareness. Bring it back. It was tough.
Yeah, that receiving room is like low-key not that bad. Diggs looks better than I expected him to. And Boutte apparently is good. And then I guess you throw in a mix of, Pop Douglas, who had like a 50-yard touchdown today. I was high on Pop Douglas' rookie year. I thought he was good. I might have been a little bit off on that one. But who else did they got in that room? Mac Hollins.
Efton
Diggs, Chisholm.
Austin Hooper. Kyle Williams is there. Still looking for his first catch.
Can't imagine that he's any good.
Probably not, if I had to take a guess. All right. Can I talk about Ramondre Stevenson and how fucking terrible he is now?
Yeah.
This motherfucker, 13 carries, 18 yards. That's good for 1.4 yards a carry. Mike Vrabel, I hate you so much. Why do you continue to do this to me? It's not like we have a perfectly qualified and capable and young, exciting running back behind him in Travion Henderson, who had 9 carries for 27 yards today, who obviously that doesn't blow you away or anything. On fire. But like, Ramondre's just so fucking bad. Even in games when he doesn't fumble, he averages 1 yard a carry.
Dude, I'm not saying he's worse than Ramondre, but I can't imagine that Travion Henderson is any sort of special talent if he can't get on the field over Ramondre. I don't get it.
Do you just think he sucks?
I think it has to. That's what I'm leaning towards.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't think he sucks. There's no way. I'm refusing. I'm refusing to accept this. It can't go on much longer. This fuckery can't go on. Give Travion Henderson 22 carries. Just bench Ramondre, please, once.
They should just
Give him
not even
22
play
carries.
any running backs and just throw the ball every single play. That's what I would do if I were the Pats.
Vital Creative, Kieran Creative, that random that's always in
Yeah,
the
that
live.
random.
He was telling me, send me some rumor that the Patriots should trade for Derrick Henry. That would happen. That would probably happen.
That would
happen.
Mike
Vrabel would do anything to not give Travion Henderson the rock. Literally anything. He'd pay so much. He'd do whatever it took. He'd send him the one for Derrick Henry just to get him off the field. Speaking of things to get him off the field, Spencer Rattler, get that thing off the road, bruh. All right, he's fine. He's not like god awful. I just want to see Shuck. I really do at this point. Who cares?
might be the only person on the planet that's ever said that.
I might be.
I understand the point because Spencer Rattler's obviously not like your franchise guy.
I don't know what we're
at
doing.
least shout out to Spencer Rattler. He's not like completely pathetic out there to the point that the team's just so bad. But there's kind of no point in not playing the guy you just spent high draft capital on, even if he's 34 years old already.
I don't know what New Orleans is doing in general. New England's got a cakewalk.
Can they please trade Alvin Kamara, please?
That'd be tough. I'm really hoping Breece Hall gets traded. Breece Hall getting traded midseason to like the Chiefs or the Bears,
to like the Pittsburgh Steelers or something,
would feed families. Ooh, Breece Hall and the Steelers. I would love.
That would be cool.
I would love. Probably won't happen. Definitely won't happen. How about we trade for another tight end? I hear we like them.
We do.
Panthers 30, Cowboys 27. The Panthers are 500 for the first time in over 3 years. Isn't that crazy?
That is absurd. I saw the amount of days it was like, on Twitter.
It was over 1,000.
It's like 1,200 or something. It's just absurd. But I think the Panthers are like they're sneaky, okay. I don't know.
They're feisty.
Feels like the NFC is kind of weak, and maybe they could somehow find a way to maybe not. That's probably jumping the gun. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think they might win 8 games.
Yeah, I don't think they're not completely terrible. Bryce Young, I don't know if you've seen the memes. It's like Bryce Young after his government mandated first quarter interception.
It's so funny.
But it is true. He throws the most dumb interception of all time, and then he just locks in, and he's awesome. Tet McMillan's awesome. 2 touchdowns for him today. Why is Rico Dowdle just good? Why?
Dude, he's had 2 straight games with over 200 yards from scrimmage.
And the list of people to do that is prime Dalvin Cook, prime Le'Veon Bell, Deuce McAllister, an insane list of people.
I watched Rico Dowdle last year on the Cowboys, and going into free agency, I could not believe that he did not land a starting job somewhere, because I thought he was pretty damn good when I watched him.
He wasn't bad at all.
I guess the Panthers struck gold. I mean, is he? Yeah, I mean, he has to be. I mean, even when Chuba comes back, he has to be the starter. You can't bench him after that. There's just no way. I know I can see them splitting reps, but I think you gotta.
It's gonna have to be a 50-50 split, at least. I think
you gotta let him be the bell cow at least until the wheels fall off. I don't know.
You gotta feed the hot hand, definitely. 200 yards for 2 straight games. Yeah.
The craziest part about that, he had 30 carries today for 200,
183 on the ground.
183 on the ground. 30 carries for 183, and his longest rush was 15 yards. He didn't even break a long one.
Punishing the entire time. George Pickens, 9 receptions, 168 yards, and a touchdown. He can do no wrong. Let me tell you this, guys. George Pickens is a better player than DK Metcalf. I said it. There.
And at least, even if you disagree, I think it's almost very hard to disagree with the fact that you'd rather have George Pickens on your team basically for free than DK for $30 million a year.
In a world where DK Metcalf makes $150 million, give me George Pickens. Give me George Pickens as a player, quite honestly. Please, someone tell me what DK Metcalf does better than George Pickens. Can anybody tell me? I don't think any of them are particularly great route runners. I think both are good in open space. Both have really good breakaway speed. We saw it on George Pickens' touchdown today where he took a slant 40 yards, was faster than everybody else on the field. He's been wide receiver 1 for the Cowboys. He stepped in, and he hasn't acted like a dick. And you know what? I said I like the players with a lot of personality. George Pickens has that. Maybe all he needed to not be a dick was a quarterback that was competent enough to get him the football. Why are we only giving DK Metcalf?
Dak Prescott.
He's so good. I love Dak. If Dak was the quarterback of the Steelers next year, parade.
We're winning the Super Bowl. Like, actually,
we're throwing a party on this fucking podcast.
We would be immediate Super Bowl contenders if Dak Prescott was our quarterback.
He's elite. There's no other way around it. He's better than Hurts, although who isn't better than Hurts at this point?
Yeah, seriously. I think unironically, I think if the Eagles started He Who Must Not Be Named last year, they probably would have won the Super Bowl.
Probably.
That roster was just absurd.
You think they would have won with He Who Shall Not Be Named?
And they at least would have won the Super Bowl game. They lose to the Rams, but that game, it wasn't even,
I see what you're saying.
It wasn't even close. It was a complete blowout.
But yeah, that's my take. George Pickens is a better player than DK Metcalf.
I have a hard time disagreeing. Coming into the year, I think we kind of consensus had them at least it was 4 spots apart.
They were literally back to back. We had an episode. You guys can go back and listen to it where we ranked all of the receivers in the league, and Pickens and Metcalf were next to each other in both of our rankings.
Dude, Pickens is 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards.
Yeah, dude, it fucking hurts me.
And he leads the league in touchdowns. Is that correct?
Does he lead the league in touchdowns?
He has 6. It might be Amon-Ra, but yeah, I know he has 6.
This is fucking depressing.
6 touchdowns is nuts. 6 weeks.
Wait, this can't be. Where is receiving interceptions? I'm trying. ESPN doesn't fucking have it. Worst app ever. Worst website ever. ESPN. The interface is terrible.
Amon-Ra has 6. Yeah, they're tied for first. Amon-Ra has 6.
Dude.
Pickens has 6.
Great. I mean, this is just phenomenal. We got a fucking 3rd round pick for this guy, by the way. Yeah, George Pickens up top.
Even when things are going well, they oftentimes aren't.
George Pickens has almost 100 more yards than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It's nuts.
3rd round pick. Would you rather have a 3rd round pick who we will inevitably fuck up and make a terrible pick, or George Pickens?
George Pickens. I mean, the only standpoint where the problem is they want to win this year. If you want to win this year, it does not make sense to trade George Pickens whatsoever. I get it. I would get it from the standpoint of if we don't think we're going to win this year, and we know we're going to have to pay. What's he going to get? He's going to get $30 million.
Oh, dude, somebody's going to give him back. If it's not Dallas,
he's going to get $30 million.
I don't know if Dallas can pay him that much, but somebody is going to give George Pickens stupid money.
And we simply just cannot afford to be giving 2 receivers a combined $60 million. But I don't know. I would rather have had him for this year and risked him walking than giving him away for a 3rd round pick, because at least recently those 3rd round picks haven't really turned into much.
Yeah. I'm sad. 168 and a touchdown. Put me out of my misery. Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. This is why I'd be thrilled to play the Jaguars. I just don't think they're that good at the end of the day. Seahawks are really good, though. Seahawks are a very quality football team. Sam Darnold can hoop. JSN is very elite. Tell me if I'm crazy here. Top receivers in the NFL. Jefferson, Chase, Puka, CD, JSN.
I would put... Was that an order or...
Yeah.
I have a hard time disagreeing. I might have JSN over CD. It's gotten to that point. He's so good. He's nuts, man.
He's so good. He is really good.
I think CD has fallen from, in my rankings from 3 to 5, and it's not because of anything he's done.
It's not his #, not his fault.
Not his fault.
Not his fault.
We just have more guys that are really, really good.
I don't really have much more thoughts on that game other than the Jaguars. Go back and watch that game. That's exactly why I'd play them.
Yeah.
They just make too many mistakes. I don't think they're incredible defensively. They're 4-2, but I struggle to see what's good about them. I really do.
I agree with you.
I'd be thrilled to play them, even though I
Devin
get
Lloyd.
severe
Devin Lloyd's one
PTSD.
of the best
Devin Lloyd.
linebackers in the league.
Devin
Might be
Lloyd
the
is
best
awesome.
now that Fred Warner, unfortunately, is out for the year, it looks like.
Is Devin Lloyd or Patrick Queen for the best linebacker in the AFC? David versus Goliath right there. Rams 17, Ravens 3. My friend one end is in grave danger. The Baltimore Ravens lose again. Ravens didn't have to do fucking anything this game. Or the Rams didn't have to do anything. They just cruised.
The Ravens actually would have had a chance if Cooper Rush didn't turn the ball over in the red zone multiple times. The Rams really didn't do much. I mean, it's hard to blame them when Puka goes out early, and I think returned for one play. I wonder why that was, and then didn't play the rest of the game. So, Rams, like you said, did not have to do much of anything to beat this Ravens team. The Ravens managed to get Derrick Henry going again. He had 120 some yards on the ground. So I wouldn't be panicking. I don't think Derrick Henry is any sort of washed. I just think there's not really much he can be doing right now. That team is they're a dumpster fire, and they need guys back so bad, and it starts with Lamar Jackson.
And they have the bye next week, and they desperately need it.
They do.
Desperately. And I assume Lamar's going to be back after the bye, and then knowing our luck, they'll go on some insane run, and the Steelers will collapse, and they'll win the division still. Probably.
Yeah,
knowing
probably.
our luck. Raiders 20, Titans 10. This 4 o'clock slate just sucked. It just sucked all around. Van Jefferson, leading receiver for the Titans today. 4 catches, 75 yards. Shout out him. Sheets FC, stand up.
Sheets FC, stand up. I might shoot him a DM. Tell him I enjoyed watching you play today, man.
Got some sheets in your honor.
Yep. What a legend. I love Van Jefferson.
Great guy. Cam Ward's favorite target. Who? Cam Ward. Man, I don't know. Are you a big Cam Ward guy?
I wouldn't say I'm a big Cam Ward guy, but I would be naive to try to point fingers and blame this on him. It is just so. Did you see the strip sack the Raiders had early, towards the end of the first half? This was just early in the game. So they just didn't even block this guy, and Ward just got smashed in a second. It's just what the play at the end of the game where the ball slipped out of his hand when he went back to pass. That was so bad, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna blame this on Cam Ward, at least for now.
Yeah, that's kind of how you have to do this. And the Raiders, man, they're just weird. They're not very good. Geno threw another pick. He's up to double-digit picks on the season. And the reports were weird today out of the Raiders, where they were like, "Oh, the Raiders are aware internally that Geno Smith needs to start playing better." Yeah, you think? They're having the conversations.
What are they going to threaten him with benching him for Kenny Pickett? What is?
They're going to have the Kenny Pickett conversation here, it sounds like, very soon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're doomed if that is a conversation that you're having.
Do it.
However, I do want to see it because I think it would be hilarious. And he can't be any worse at getting Jacoby Myers the football than Geno is. So, for the sake of multiple of my fantasy teams, Kenny Pickett, go ball, buddy.
Kenny Pickett, if you can hear us, please save us.
Please, Kenny Pickett.
Packers 27, Bengals 18. Joe Flacco's just going to sling that bitch down the field to Chasen Higgins, and it's not going to be fun. They're going to catch a team like the Steelers off guard. And they're not complete and total shit, but they still suck. They're not going to make the playoffs or anything. Not worried about the Bengals threatening for the North, but they're going to be a whole hell of a lot more fun than they are with Jake Browning.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I still think Flacco sucks. I'm not going to be
yes.
I'm not really worried about Joe Flacco. He's going to sling the ball down the field more, but he's going to make more mistakes, I would assume. And he also kind of feels not that I'm blaming him for being scared to take hits, but he's 40, but against the Steelers, I don't think that's going to fly. It's going to be hard to force the ball down the field to Chasen Higgins when he just does not have any time to throw the ball. So he's just a complete statue in the pocket.
Yeah. And the Packers, Josh Jacobs is so good. He's awesome. Had a hell of a day today. Jordan Love, I'm a big fan of the way he operates, big fan of the way he plays the quarterback. Just sling that bitch down the field. Doesn't matter. He's either thrown 3 picks or 3 touchdowns. Sometimes there's an in-between today where he throws 1, but he has 250 plus throwing. Awesome day for him and the Packers all around. 3-1-1 now on the season. Moving on, Buccaneers 30, 49ers 19. Mac Jones FC, not a good day. 2 picks, but he had 350 passing. Let me ask you this. Are you in on the Baker Mayfield MVP train? Are you in on those talks?
Listen, I think if I had my MVP vote right now and I had to cast it, I would say it's close, but probably yes. He was throwing the ball to me and you today, and
He was.
it's like I thought Tez Johnson and Cameron Johnson were the same guy. I was getting so confused out there. I was like, it's like, who's this Johnson guy? He's all over the place. But yeah, he was throwing to Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson, the guy that's like 150 pounds that ran a 4.6, and Cameron Johnson, who is their punt returner. He's wide receiver 6. He doesn't even play for them, but they're down 3 guys. So, yeah, it's Baker's been ridiculously impressive. I think I would only lean him over Dak because the Cowboys they're just not going to win enough. It's like,
Yeah.
I think Dak has probably been the best quarterback in the league this year. At least through 6 games or 6 weeks. But
Ridiculous. Not ridiculous to say that.
But Baker has been really, really good, and I think he's got a better chance to win it because the Bucs are going to win more games.
Hell, they're 5-1 right now. What are the odds on Baker winning MVP? I gotta know. I must know. According to DraftKings Sportsbook, MVP, Josh Allen's the favorite. Patrick Mahomes at plus 250. Baker Mayfield is currently 3rd in odds at plus 425. It feels like a good bet. If you're confident in that, that feels like a solid bet. Jared Goff, 1,400. Stafford, 15. Herbert, 16. Drake May, plus 2,200. Wow.
Feels like good odds.
All right. And then the Sunday night game, the nightcap. This game I knew was going to be a lot of fun, and it was. The Sharps were on the Chiefs tonight. Mahomes balled out 250, 3 touchdowns, and the Chiefs defense did really well too against a really good Lions offense. They finally threw to Jameson Williams though.
They did, time. Like for the first time ever.
And this game proves the Chiefs are going to be just fine. Just fine. Yeah,
the Chiefs are probably just going to make the Super Bowl again like they usually do, and it's going to be really annoying. But, like,
yeah,
the offense looked real good, and now they're getting a top 15 receiver in football back.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Hashtag everyone
She's
gotta
really
eat.
fucking good. Everyone gotta eat.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. Rashee Rice is going to be a target monster. We say this every week, but, like,
there's no reason he's not going to have 10 catches every single game. This is literally what Jack and I were saying a couple weeks ago, where when these top AFC teams all feel beatable, that favors nobody more than the Kansas City Chiefs, who probably at their absolute floor are going to make the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
That's their floor.
Yeah. I would agree.
Why do we even play? Why do we even play the game?
There's no point.
If we know it's going to happen. They're 3-3. And I think their schedule has to fucking ease up at some point. Man, they've gone through a gauntlet. It feels like so far.
It's been ridiculous.
So to get Rashee back, being 500, get your best receiver back, going to be scary.
Yeah.
Going to be scary.
There's no issues in Kansas City, I wouldn't think.
Speaking of scary, the Steelers open week number 7 on Thursday night against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are currently 2-4 on the season. The Steelers are favored by 5.5, which implies, for those of you that, of course, bet and know, you get a 1.5 for being the home team. Obviously, this is Vegas saying the Steelers are a full touchdown better than the Bengals on the road.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that we're way better than the Bengals. I mean, just watching them, I mean, they don't look really good.
The Bengals, nothing has been redeemable about them so far without
Which is
Joe
exactly
Burrow
why they're going to look fine against us.
Yes.
You watch.
Which is exactly why I'm not touching Pitt minus 5.5. Not a shot. Guys, Joe Flacco beat the hell out of us last year. The Steelers all time are 14-23. 14-21, pardon me, all time on Thursday Night Football. And they're particularly worse on the road. 2-8 overall record in away games Thursday night. Mike Tomlin has also never won a road divisional game on Thursday Night Football.
Crazy.
It's real. How many of those games were divisional games? Let's look. What year did Mike Tomlin get
remember
hired? Okay.
The Browns won last year, and the Browns won a couple years ago when Trubisky played.
Mike Tomlin's 0-5 all time against divisional opponents on the road on Thursday Night Football. Not good. Not ideal.
First time for everything.
As good as the Steelers have been, they've got 3 straight. Pump the brakes, because this feels like your classic Mike Tomlin trap game. It's got all the makings of it. But should the Steelers be able to win this game? Are they probably a touchdown better than the Bengals on a neutral field, all things considered? Yeah, I'd say so. Even with Joe Flacco playing. But this is going to be the weird game where Joe Flacco balls out. That's what I'm scared of. That's what I'm scared of for this one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried.
There's no reason.
I was a little bit worried today, so I'm holding out hope that I'm just going to be wrong again.
I hope I'm just wrong. I hope they dominate them. But at the same time, I don't know. In theory, the defense should be able to handle Joe Flacco. And in theory, the offense should have no problem moving the ball down the field on this defense that just straight up sucks.
Yeah. Hard to disagree with that.
Calvin Austin, don't know if he's going to play. Obviously, the corner room might be banged up a little bit more because of some injuries we mentioned earlier. But official prediction, do the Steelers win on Thursday? Or do they drop a game? Because remember, we're calling it. We're officially calling the division if the Steelers win on Thursday.
You know what? I'm going to say the Steelers win 31-17.
Wow.
I think it's easy. I think they easily win.
Good teams win. Great teams cover. I'm going to have faith in our brave men in black and gold. Just when I think I can be a pessimist and say, actually, they have this, and this flaw, they pull me back in. Give me the Steelers to win 31-28. I think they break 30. I don't think they cover. I think it's a lot closer than people think. I think the Bengals get theirs on this defense. 128 win for the Steelers, though.
I will be just slightly worried if the defense gives up 28 points to Joe Flacco.
I'm telling you, dude, he's going to throw the ball down the field, and especially if that corner room's banged up. If you can't tell, I'm slightly concerned that we're just going to be out like 3 corners, and it's going to be Beanie Bishop on T. Higgins. Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken alert.
So, yeah, that'll about do it here for this episode of The Standard. Thank you all for listening. Follow Jack and I on Instagram, Twitter, everything in between. Listen to Jack on The Fan tomorrow, 2 p.m. He'll be in the producer booth. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for listening every single week. We'll be here right after the game on Thursday, breaking it down and everything in between in the world of our great Pittsburgh Steelers. Keep the faith in our brave black and gold.